Good morning, rise and shine campers. It is 4:11 in the morning. You're probably wondering, does this look like the face of someone who's prepared to be driving a car with a stranger in it in 20 minutes? The answer is yes, a resounding yes. So here's my breakfast. I'm about to hit it. $5:27, we're finally online. Had to wash the car, and I would have had to do it anyways. The car was filthy. So even though it's kind of cutting into my time today, I don't really see it as time online because it's something I have to do in my life anyways, whether I drive rideshare or not. I have to, it's something I'm gonna do is keep my car clean. So 5:27, lock it in. Gonna go for probably around between 4 and 4.5 hours and get home by 10. So I gotta work a little bit earlier today. So here we go. Yeah, I made the cardinal mistake of taking an Uber Eats trip at 6 a.m. I'm in Long Beach right now, and yeah, really, I hope that it doesn't hose me for the day because I really want to make sure I get up towards West LA at some point this morning. But we'll see how we go on this. This is my third trip. This will be in the first hour still, so that's not bad. All right, it's now 6:51. I've only done 4 trips, but this next one is going to be a 58-minute trip that I'm mildly excited for. For one? Yeah. There. You want to put those in the trunk?
Yes. Thank you very much.
Disculpe por tráfico.
No,
No es bueno eso.
yeah.
¿Dónde?
Yeah.
Aquí? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. One.
Yeah.
Tenga buen día, my friend.
You too.
Well, that was the longest trip I've had in a minute. And I can't remember how long. $27 on that trip. At least an hour. I think it was maybe just around an hour. So that's pretty good. When you're sitting in traffic with Uber, it's actually pretty lucrative because you get 22 cents a minute. Where on Lyft, you only get like 11 cents a minute. So you're really getting paid for the miles, which I wasn't able to drive because I was in just straight up traffic, even with the fast track. I mean, I came from Carson. I maybe only saved 3 minutes. So yeah, that was intense, to say the least. And trust me, the least has been said. I've been on for 2 hours and 40 minutes now. Let's see, I made $37 on Uber, and I made 17 on Lyft. So 37 something, so almost about $55 in 2 hours and 40 minutes. So I mean, pretty good. We're shooting right around average, nothing special. I haven't hit any surges, haven't hit any. I'm just about to hit this quest right now, so I'm finally in the area that'll give you consecutive trips. So I'm in 3 trips for $9. I'll probably just do 3 more trips and then head home. It'll probably be about time for me to start getting ready for work. Pretty standard morning. Normally I end up going north straight away. I go into downtown, but today I went all the way down to Long Beach. I already knew I had a really awesome trip going south on the freeway, and I could see the traffic already building. So I knew it was going to be a rough morning when eventually I'd have to come back the other way. But, such is life. See, the beauty of the destination times and distances, I just had a Lyft request, said it was going to be 30 minutes northwest. And I already know if I take a trip that's 30 minutes northwest, it's going to put me in a bit of a bind getting home. I'm already probably 15 to 20 minutes from home. I mean, another 30 minutes from home, that's going to make it so I pretty much just have to like turn around and head straight back. So this one is 20 minutes southwest, this second trip. I mean, I can't stress enough how much I love it. How much I love just knowing the time and distance. It's the little things. I mean, I know I can't decline or cancel every ride because I don't like the trip duration or the direction. But I mean, is it so hard to ask that just be a standard feature that every driver could have without having to make sure they qualified to be able to know where the heck they're being sent? I don't know. Yep, this is America. This is Los Angeles, one of the greatest metropolises. This is what it looks like downtown, man. It's a symptom of a greater problem, right? We look at it as a drug problem, which is probably not terribly inaccurate, right? Like most people are this way because of sustained drug use. But how did they get this way? Like what made somebody turn to drugs as the answer to their problem? I like to believe it's the failure of the family unit. If you had somebody, anybody that you could turn to, like clearly you would choose that over the street, right? Like somebody that you really trusted, like wasn't going to take advantage of you and really loved you, you would choose that over living in a tent on the street, I would think. But I think for a lot of people that, you know, that's one of the biggest downfalls of society right now is just like the breakdown of the family. You know, even my family, right? Like people choose jobs and opportunities that are far away from the people that they grew up with. You grow up in this cohesive unit and then all of a sudden everyone moves away, right? Like my brother lives in Michigan, my sister lives about 90 minutes south of here, and my parents live up in Sacramento. So like no one's really together. You know, I think that when the family unit dissolves, it really disrupts your life. All right, I'm in Koreatown. It's 9:04. I just put in my destination to get home. Something I do want to make a note on. When you do Uber Assist trips, and I only know this because my other job that I work, we use a Lyft concierge service to move clients sometimes. I know that it's very frequent when you do an Uber Assist trip, it's actually the hospital or a doctor's office that's setting up the appointment, and it's not the actual passenger that has the app on their phone, right? So this last one I did, prime example. Sorry, just got a destination trip home. This last trip I did was a prime example. It wasn't the passenger. I had to like ask and figure out what she looked like, as well as what she was wearing, because there are a couple other people in the area that kind of fit the description of an elderly woman with a walker. How about that? Also, rarely, if ever, unless it's a cash tip, you'll rarely ever get tipped from an assist trip, because, you know, just like how I use the concierge service at work for clients, I never go back to the menu and add a tip to someone. It's just not part of my job. In fact, I don't even know with the Lyft concierge service if there is a way to add a tip. The rider just gets a notification to their phone and then they can get picked up. But I don't really think there's a way to leave a tip. And so, you know, I'm not saying you should not do Uber Assist rides. In fact, I love helping old people. I really do. It's something that kind of makes me happy, like having old people in my car. They're not a hassle. They're usually pretty grateful. You know, they if they speak English, they always want to chat. So I don't mind it, but you're not gonna get tipped. So if that's a deal breaker for you, if you used to being in certain areas and consistently getting tipped in those areas, maybe shy away from Uber Assist trips if you get them. Okay, it is 9:54. Just pulled in close to the house. I drove a total of 81.3 miles today at 44 miles a gallon. So let's go in and do some math and see how we did.
Okay, guys, actually, I would consider today a pretty poor day. A lot of it had to do with I was going the opposite way during the middle of the morning rush when the surges and the incentives are downtown and I'm completely down in another city. So I had 7 Uber trips for almost $65 and 3 Lyft trips for about $25. My gross earnings were just over $90. Between the waters and Starburst in the back, I used about 15 cents for the Starburst. No one took any waters. Drove just over 80 miles, put me at about a 1.85 gallons used, just over $4 a gallon. So my net earnings were $82.65. My hours online were 4.45 hours, making my hourly wage $18.57 an hour, which is probably the worst I've done in quite a long time. As you can tell from this, I did not get any tips out of my 10 riders, and that certainly has an effect. When you don't get tipped, it does affect your hourly rate. If I'm used to getting tips, 1 or 2 out of 10 passengers will usually tip me, so getting none, that does hurt. But honestly, this is one of the worst days I've had in a long time, and I'm still making almost $19 an hour, which isn't too bad for just a side gig that I just get up and do in the mornings for a couple hours that I don't ever have to do again if I don't want to, if it's that bad. Guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, go ahead and sub to my channel. We're on the road to 2,000. We are so close. Thank you guys for all the support you've given me. God bless you. Have a great day.